Okay, so in this video I want to show you the Repin feature with Pinbot and how that works. First thing I will reference is you want to make sure you actually read over the tutorial on this as well over on the Heelser site. This is technically the number 3 piece of the tutorial Repin feature. This will give you really specific details on how to set this up and what all of the options are for, but I thought I'd also walk you through how to set this up and just an example I've done here. So here's my Pinbot tool. I'm going to click on Configure, and basically I'm going to click on Repin. I could also make a specific campaign, so let's just say we want to call this, I'm just going to call it Cat Campaign. I'll just call it Cat Pinning. So this is my campaign. You could make multiple campaigns if you want. You could add another, delete this, and you could have different ones set up if you'd like. That's really optional. If I click on Repin, you're going to get this other box that's going to pop up. And first off, you're going to have to check off Enabled for you to be able to change any of the options here. The timeout's basically going to be a random interval between 30 and 90 seconds in this case that will allow you to, this is when the pins are actually going to be repinned. So maybe if I wanted this to be like some random number, I could just do like 17 and 128 seconds. So it's randomly going to do your repins between 17 and 128. I wouldn't get too aggressive here. I wouldn't be doing something like 10 to 15 seconds. I would not recommend that. It's probably going to kind of raise a red flag with Pinterest. So I would keep this very conservative and very wide open in terms of repinning. And then here you can choose how many pins you want to repin, and this is going to be how many it's going to do in that interval. So you could say between 10 and 20. And then if you want to run this on autopilot, in my case, I have this VPS here that's on 24/7. I could basically set this up and just run it every day, maybe at like 7 o'clock at night when people are going to be really active on Pinterest. The next thing you can do is add a couple of URLs that you'd like. That'll be in a percentage of the pins that you repin. So maybe if you just want to send people to your website, or you have something specific you're trying to get people to look at, I wouldn't get too aggressive with this either. I'd probably stick around the 15% mark maybe. And that would probably be the best way to go about it. You just add in the URL. Whatever it is, and that'll be used in a portion of the pins URL field. The next thing you can do is, these are all the boards that I have on my own setup here for this Pinterest account I'm using. So I already added one under Cat Fashion. I wanted to show you an example here. I found this board called Cat Fashion from this user, Cat Stories. So what you want to do is actually take the end of the URL with the slash and add that into Pinbot. Here you can see I've just added this. It doesn't have the beginning part, the www.pinterest.com. And you could also add in keywords, so I could add in something like cat fashion if I wanted. And then what you're going to want to do is hit save. You'll see at the bottom in green it will say saved. If you click on edit queue, let me actually clear this. And basically you can scrape between 10 and 20 images. It'll be a random number. And if you've entered keywords into those fields, you'll be able to use this drop down and select that particular board. So if I hit scrape, this is actually going to log into the account, and it's going to pull images from that board as well as the cat fashion term that I added. So basically I could just use this as kind of a way to have some activity on my account. I mean, this isn't something I'm necessarily selling, but I could add this and basically make a large queue of things that I'm going to pin on my cat fashion board. A lot of these, they might not be super relevant, like these nails or this bag. Maybe I want that somewhere else. There's more nails. This is a photo of a dog and a cat, so that might not really make sense. If there's something in here that doesn't make sense, you can just delete it. I could remove the ones that are like nails and leave all the fashion stuff. So basically now I've got all fashion items. And I could maybe add in a description here. Maybe I could throw in like, my URL to my website there. I could choose maybe this one I wanted to go in like, you could technically change. Maybe I wanted to go in a group board. That's a group board there, my fashion corner. Handbags, so I could kind of change up where I want these things to go. Then once I'm done, I hit save, and you'll see again at the bottom it's going to say saved. And when I'm done with all that, I make sure everything's saved here, it's enabled, I close out, and when you're all said and done with that, you click on Run. Oh, I have to close this window too. Click on Run, and you'll see, I'm going to expand this out for you, that under the Repin column here, it shows active, and it picked a random number between 10 and 13, and it's going to do up to 13 pins. I think I've only got 5 in there. So it's going to basically fire off, and you'll see that it's now running and you know, going through the cycle here of repinning some stuff on my account, completely automated.